My name is Joep, but some of you might also know me by my Instagram alter ego parked in Dutch streets. Ever since I became a car spotter, I've met loads of interesting fellow car enthusiasts and car spotters. In this podcast, you'll meet one of these car lovers every episode. We'll talk about the cars of their lives, the cars they like, and the cars they despise. This is the Carspotcast. Welcome to a new episode of the Carspotcast. We're on episode 6, and today I traveled all the way to Arnhem in the middle of the Netherlands, and we're welcoming the first non-Dutch guest. This man, I can say man, of course, this man we've been in contact for quite a long time on Instagram, and today we're finally meeting to be a guest on the Carspotcast. Today's guest is Daniel Pronto. Welcome.
Hello.
I will announce you with at Daniel Pronto in the episode. But you also have a Carspot account, right?
I do.
Cars of Arnhem.
The Cars of Arnhem, exactly.
You still need to grow a little bit more.
Well, you see, niche content doesn't look for volume. It's very, very particular, the kind of cars that are on that account.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
God, so I've been around this dude for an hour now. He made me his marvelous food, so thank you for that. But for the rest, we've been bullshitting around for an hour. So
exactly.
Expect a kind of corny episode, but we'll at least have fun. So, Daniel, welcome for being a guest. I'm happy that you're receiving me in your home, and thank you for being a guest. Could you introduce yourself to the audience? What do you do? Who are you? How did you land up in the Netherlands? Where are you originally from, etc.? And how did we met? Also, quite nice to see.
Okay, so yes, I'm Daniel. I'm 24. I'm a student here in the Netherlands, and that's why I'm here. I originally was born in South Africa. I grew up in Mozambique. My family is a huge mix of nationalities, and so when people ask me where I'm from, I do get a bit nervous, but
panic attack.
I try to answer it concisely. And yeah, I'm here studying automotive engineering in the Netherlands, and continuing my sort of passion for cars that I had from a very young age.
How did we meet, actually? We just started following each other.
We just started following each other. We always talk shit.
You have opinions too.
Yes, I'm very opinionated.
Please keep those opinions for the episode today. I want that. I want people to send me hate mail.
Yes.
And you too. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Great. Okay, so thank you. I'm happy that you're here, and hope we can make a nice episode. We're going to the car spotlight directly. So in the car spotlight, you can talk about any car that you like, and it should be a car could be a car you recently walked into, a car you had an interaction with that struck your attention.
Being the car geek that I am, self-proclaimed car geek there.
Yeah.
There was a lot to choose from.
Yeah, of course.
But there is one car which I think is very misunderstood, and a car which I have always been intrigued by, even though the people who have bought them, let's say, they're not my kind of people that I would hang out with.
I'm very curious where this is going.
So this car was produced for 6 years, from 2014 to 2020.
Yes, give me those hints. 2014 to 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
20,465 units of this automobile were produced.
Wait a second.
This is a German car.
Where the hell? Wait, is it? It's not
German
a Porsche,
car.
I think.
No, it's not.
BMW 6 GT?
No, it's not. But it is a BMW.
It is BMW.
So you're getting
2014
warmer.
to 2020.
Yes.
And
the generation codes for my geeks out there are I12 for the coupe and I15 for the convertible.
oh, it's an i8.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I like
the BMW i8.
That is a good-looking car.
That is a very good-looking car, also, in my opinion. And studying engineering, I've really come to appreciate the sort of future look that the engineers had and the future outlook that they had in making that car. And I think that in a world where we're starting to worry about efficiency and electrifying automobiles, an i8, a small little plug-in hybrid sports car with a 3-cylinder.
Small.
Yes, well, it wasn't exactly small, but in that vein.
It was efficient.
Exactly, incredibly efficient. And I think ahead of its time in some ways, and also not ahead of its times in other ways. In the way it was introduced, I believe it wasn't very, very well introduced. It wasn't very well marketed for what it was.
I agree.
And the people who bought it, as I said, can be a bit disagreeable, but that's just my opinion.
DJs, footballers,
Forex traders, people who rent cars to post on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
BMW i8, Lamborghini Huracan's also on that list. But the i8 has always been very interesting to me, and I think in the future, we're going to need to start seeing some more clever stuff like that.
Niche fact. You know who also owned one?
Who?
You're probably not going to know this person. Nikki Tutorials. You know her?
No.
She's like a makeup guru. She's like a Dutch makeup guru. And she's recently struck to fame. She also presented Eurovision.
Okay. Yes, I know Eurovision, the singing contest.
Yeah, when it took place in the Netherlands, she presented it. And she owned an i8.
Okay.
So, yeah, just saying.
Well, that's the same, that's the kind of person, makeup artist.
Influencers, yeah.
Yeah, influencer, shitfluencer, whatever word you want to use. Am I allowed to swear on this thing?
Yeah, I did in the previous episodes too. I'll just rate the episodes explicit. Just
okay, cool. Fantastic.
So, yeah.
There will be a lot of words like that.
But it was a 3-cylinder
plug-in
1.5.
Yes, I think
combined.
It was a 1.5. 200
HP or something like that. I remember when it came out, it was really...
power output combined 369.
It was really impressive when it came out. Because...
And it sounded quite good for a 3-cylinder too.
I never heard it.
It sounded like a mini N55, like what you get in a 330 or a 335i. I think that's an N55. I think the geeks will correct me on this one.
Probably.
But yeah, I think that car was very, very interesting for a variety of different reasons, and amongst them is definitely the powertrain.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Of course.
Would you get an i8 from that era or a 6 Series?
That's tough.
Panic.
I'd probably just panic. I'd probably just get an i8 just to be contrarian and super weird.
I mean, I get that, but I would get a 6 Series. The coupe.
Yeah.
Grand Coupe is even better. But
the
yeah.
Coupe.
Yeah, the Grand Coupe is even better. But okay, i8. Anything else you want to talk about regarding the i8?
No. That's pretty much it.
Just want to drop it out there, like, guys,
the i8 is a cool car, and
this
we
thing
should like
still
it
exists.
more. Yes, and we should like it more.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
I heard a lot of them also went to scrap.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot
Why?
of them crashed. The powertrains are really expensive to replace, the batteries and all that stuff.
A friend of mine owns an i3, John. He's trying to sell it for an apple green Jaguar XJ with red leather.
What gen XJ?
The last classy one.
Okay, so that would have been like 2000.
The second to last.
Okay.
I'm going to show you later. The car's insane. But he's trying to sell that. So,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know he had some problems with drivetrain
after sales stuff also. But anyways.
Did not expect that. Well, so it is a car that fits you, though.
You think?
You like the sporty stuff, but then make it obscure.
I guess so. I kind of do like everything, though.
Yeah.
Automotive whore is my motto.
Hoarder. Whore,
slut. I'm a slut for anything with an engine and wheels.
God, we're really going for explicit today.
Sorry.
I would say automotive omnivore.
Yes, whatever.
I created that term with Dion the last episode too. So automotive omnivore.
There you go.
Yeah, good. My car spotlight is very expected from me because it's my own car. It's my Saab 9.3 convertible. I had a pretty bad time with the car. We moved houses in December. We bought a house in the middle of December, and we moved there. Mm-hmm. And then in the beginning of January, it was parked on my street. It got hit twice in 2 weeks.
Oh, I think you told me this. Yes.
So it had a dent in the front bumper and a dent in the back bumper. I felt like, I'm not sure if anyone knows, you probably don't know this word, a tokkie. You know what a tokkie is?
I know what a tokkie is.
So basically...
I've been to the street markets in these villages. Sorry, Dutch people. I really like your country, but...
Tokkies are
a real thing. And
the 9.3 NG, as I own it, it is slowly becoming a sort of tokkie car. Especially when you have like...
I didn't know that.
When you have like a sort of station wagon or a sedan. I mean, I own a convertible, which is not really tokkie, but if you own a sedan or a station wagon that has driven 400,000 kilometers and is fully smashed and beaten, tokkie car.
Okay.
So I felt like a tokkie. My cars look immaculate. Like, honestly, I love my cars. They're taken very well care of. And now I suddenly had 2 dents in 2 different places, looking like I cannot fucking drive.
Yes.
The thing is, I did not have my car insured all risk because it's a 20-year-old Saab. Who the hell would insure that thing all risk? So I had only partial coverage, which would mean I would go to the Dutch Waarborgfonds. You know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
It is basically...
I'm not familiar with that institution.
It's basically a funds you can go to when your car has been hit by someone else and that person has driven through. The only thing is, you need to give...
like a hit and run.
Exactly.
Oh.
Because I had 2 hit and runs. So, you have to have extensive evidence that someone hits your
rude
car.
for a Dutch person.
Be surprised. There are a lot of people like this. I had to bring extensive coverage of my car being hit. I had to bring, I'm not even kidding, witnesses. And luckily, my boyfriend was the witness both of the times. Luckily, otherwise I couldn't have done it.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for 4 months now to get the whole thing
to get like a conclusion
fixed.
on the case.
Well, for 3 months.
Okay.
The damage on the rear part has been funded to me, so they've granted me that one. The damage on the front part is this close, and listeners, I'm showing a very tiny margin to being granted to me. So by the time this thing comes out,
these people just give you money to fix your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time this
should exist in other countries.
Yeah.
Western Europe. Okay.
Western Europe. Not even
the epitome of a capitalist society.
Also, Italians and Spanish people are laughing at me like, oh, you haven't invented the car. Yes. You are now finally a driver.
Exactly.
Like that sort of stuff.
Your car's been christened and baptized.
Yeah.
You should now leave it like that.
But by the time this episode comes out, somewhere in May, my car's finally fixed.
Fantastic.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's been a while. So that's what I wanted to share with people. Also, I wanted to put a story online on Pardon Dutch Streets that because I also had an accident with my Ioniq in December.
Really?
Which was my fault, actually. So at that point, I had one car that was twice damaged and one car that was only one time damaged. I had a damage of 6,000 euros on the Ioniq. I paid it off with a 135 my own risk fee. So, woohoo! Yay, company cars.
Yeah. What was that? 6,000 euros. Was it a light?
I'll get there. But the thing is, I wanted to call myself on Instagram Crash in Dutch Street. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel more comfortable than this because sharing it like this, because the podcast does not have 12,000 viewers.
Yes.
The podcast has a margin of that. So not everyone will hate me and say that I'm a bad driver. I crashed into someone else. With the Ioniq from the corner around my house.
By the way, I saw you park today and he did a very good job, so this is very uncharacterful, I think.
I actually drove all the way to Vught that day and then back to Maastricht, which is like, I think, a 125 kilometers travel. And it was late in the night. It was during winter.
Driver excuses.
It was, it was raining.
It was wet. The traction control was off.
It was raining. I was just drifting, like.
Fully sideways in my eye.
No, but it was but it was raining and it was literally around the corner of my house, and I took a sort of shortcut, but because there's this sort of roundabout that always is way too crowded, so I went through a neighborhood, and I drove through a neighborhood, and I had to cross. The last thing I had to cross was a big road. And I drove into my neighborhood. And I looked to the left. I didn't see anything. I looked to the right. I didn't see anything. I looked to the left again. I was like, whoo, let's go. Electric power, let's go. I didn't see a Toyota Yaris on the right. Oh, so I crashed into it.
Bloody Yaris.
And it was my fault.
Was it behind a bush?
I think it was, but it was also because of the light. I didn't really see it. It was the first crash I ever had.
But it was his right of way.
Yeah, her right away. She was stressed as fuck. And this is actually such a funny story. You will laugh.
So, and man crashed into an woman. That's what happened.
Fuck you, Daniel.
So anyways, stereotypes that we have in the world.
I'm gay. I can crash, right?
I was feeling in touch with my feminine side that day.
I was listening to Britney Spears. Come on. No. No, listen.
Gwen Stefani. Sorry, go ahead.
So it was literally 200 meters from my house.
Okay.
So I told her, come with me. We can take care of the paperwork there. So we went to my house and we started doing the paper stuff. And at some point she said, yeah, well, this car's been in the family since new. My grandma bought it. I inherited it from her. Oh. And I was like, fuck you, you're actually making this worse for me. And then at some point she said, yeah, I'm actually getting married next year and I wanted to marry in the Toyota fucking Yaris. And I was like, fuck you!
She wanted to get married in the heirloom Yaris, the family heirloom Yaris.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, God, you're making this worse for me.
What was me? A man in an Ioniq crashed into me in the Yaris.
Dude, my Ioniq, literally the bumper was broken, but I could still drive it. Mm-hmm. But modern cars stuff. I still had a damage of 5,000 euros. One light was cracked. So, yeah, that's expensive. her Yaris, I'm going to show it to you later, butchered. Like, butchered. Jesus. I hit it in the left front. Like, the whole bumper sort of clicked back. Then the light was broken and the engine was making weird noises. I'm not technical. I had no idea what was happening, but the engine was making weird noises. So she left it at my house and picked it up with a truck the day later.
Okay.
But everything's all right now. She's been paid our stuff.
You see, this is what electric car owners do. They kind of just go around thinking that they're better than everybody, and they run over poor women and Yaris's.
Fuck
that
you!
want to get married in them because it's the grandma's Yaris. Shame. They probably paid 40,000 euros for that Yaris when it was new, and then
probably the Yaris is in the shredder right now, yes. Which I see as a personal win and a gain to the car community because I hate Yarises.
Yes.
But I still felt bad for her. Okay, that was my adventures.
The heirloom Yaris.
This were the adventures that I've been trying to hide from the world for a lot of months. Fantastic. And you dragged them out of me. Thank you.
I think it was the penne ragu that I cooked for you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
I just wanted to put that out there that I made him penne ragu and it was like really good.
Yeah, you created goodwill and now I give it to you back. Okay, Daniel, we're going back to you. Enough about my crash in Dutch streets adventures. Okay, the cars of your life. In this topic, the audience meets the cars of your life, and the cars basically that played a vital role in your life. And in the beginning, I called the first car that I wanted to discuss your parents' car, but I found out over time that I can better ask, what is a car that you remember that made you a car geek?
I don't have a single car to answer that question.
Thank you very much.
Which makes it very difficult. I mean, I've always just liked cars, and my parents had a bunch of really weird different things from many different countries, Germany, UK, mostly Japan. And so I really had a really good resource of experiences from a young age. So I cannot pinpoint a single one. But I will say the geekiness came from that, resource of all these different car experiences growing up. And I remember one of the earliest car memories I have, which I think intrigued me into cars, made me really intrigued by cars.
I think you told me this already. It has to do with your grandpa, right?
No, actually. Okay. This one has to do with my dad.
Okay.
My grandfather was also very pivotal, a very important figure in my life, car-wise.
He was... Okay, I'll let you talk in a bit, but your granddad, he owned a car dealership in Mozambique, right? French cars, wasn't it?
Yes. It was a family business. It was Auto Pronto, and it was basically Gordini's, Renaults.
Oh, yes, that is what you told me about. You even showed me pictures of that. Yes, so nice.
My great uncle used to race those, and my grandfather also used to race a bunch of other cars in Angola and Mozambique. And but yeah, that earliest car memory for me, that it wasn't speed related, it wasn't sound related.
Okay.
My dad had a Toyota Hilux Surf. Yeah. You probably won't know what this is, but this is a closed back Japanese sort of SUV from the 90s. Yeah. Toyota Hilux Surf SSRG. He had a automated window tailgate. The window in the tailgate would go down if you pressed the button.
Just Bronco style.
Bronco style, just to throw in groceries or
nice.
Victims. I remember me sitting in the back of that car and him sort of covering the button with his palm of his hand and pressing the button to sort of convince me that it was a magic trick that this tailgate would open.
Oh, I love that.
And as a kid, I was absolutely convinced that this was... So my wonderment for cars really started with that kind of stuff,
I have a similar experience. My granddad always owned Fords and two Renaults, but we won't talk about them. And the car while growing up, he had a last generation Ford Escort Clipper, station wagon, in aubergine, eggplant, purple.
Okay.
And at some point, he...
I wonder what Ford called that color.
I have no idea.
Probably something that had nothing to do with the actual color that it was.
No, that's Italians.
That's true.
But at some point, my granddad tricked me into thinking that the car was autonomous. And we owned a Focus, a new Focus. And at one point, I was completely convinced that my parents would actually buy Escort because that was way cooler than the Focus because it was autonomous. So that's the kind of trickery that stays with you. It's nice.
Yes,
it's nice.
And this wonderment of the car that it can do all these things.
Yeah,
it's not just a box with wheels,
Yeah.
And yeah, that was always in the back of my mind growing up.
Nice. Is there a brand you have a special feeling towards regarding growing up, or?
I've jumped from brand to brand. From a young age, Mitsubishi was very intriguing.
Really?
They were
Okay.
really, really high tech. My dad.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad had a Mitsubishi Chariot, which is an MPV, nothing really special. But they were really cool looking. It had some Rally Art mud flaps on it. For the geeks who know, Rally Art was Mitsubishi's
Yeah, of course.
rally division. Yeah, I mean, Mitsubishi was always very intriguing. Porsche also.
Yeah.
From around the age of when my dad got a Cayenne. My dad got a Cayenne from the UK, imported into Mozambique. It was quite cheap. It smelled like cigarettes, and it needed to have coffee beans in the ashtrays so that the smell would go away. I remember that very clearly, actually. And that was a great car. He decatted the exhaust on that car because in Africa you can do such things and get away with it.
Yeah.
And that was a hoon of a car, and that really opened me up to Porsche. And subsequently, I've sort of gotten over that in recent years, I think. The logical reasons behind Porsches aren't as intriguing to me as sort of the real passionate reasons behind liking some other things.
Mm-hmm.
And those things can be Italian in my experience. And yeah, so I think I would say just very high-tech stuff really intrigued me as a kid in general.
Your first car and current car is the same car, right?
Absolutely.
Cars you actually own, because you also still own cars in Mozambique, right? Or while your family owns it.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got like a couple projects back home.
Take us through it, because I know they're good.
Okay, well, we've got Penny. Penny is a 1982 3-liter SC Targa. It's the only air-cooled 911, air-cooled Porsche, in fact, ever registered in the country. It's a matching numbers car.
How did your family get that car?
Well, funny thing, my dad had heard that the car existed, but he wasn't sure. And he heard it was in this warehouse on the outside of town.
Okay.
And this guy, the guy who owned it, very interesting Portuguese man, to say the least. He owned a lodging business, which during COVID, of course, went under.
Yeah.
And he needed the money.
Yeah.
And so we bought that car, or my dad bought that car, for really, really, really good money, to say the least. And it was in partial restoration because it had been involved in an accident. And we found it exactly in this warehouse where this theory had developed that this car existed. And we found it in the warehouse under the cover. And since then, 2021, I want to say that's when we got it. It's been an ongoing project, and it's almost finished, actually. My dad also has an R32 Golf, which is something that I need to drive still when I go there.
It's a Golf 4, yeah.
5.
Wait, a 5?
Yeah, 5 R32.
Why did I think of a 4?
Because that was the first one that was an R32, I think.
Man, and you're going to swap that for something, right?
Yeah, we want to swap that for an E92 M3 right-hand drive competition.
Oh, but I love the Golf 5 R32.
He likes it too, but this M3 needs a lot of work, and it's a car he's always wanted, and that's a project that I'm also really interested in, and I hope that goes well. How
is the car community in Mozambique? Is there any? Is it?
There is. It's incredible.
What kind of cars are popular?
So I would say 85 to 90% of cars are Japanese, because right-hand drive, and the import taxes from cars from Japan is less, I believe, than cars from other countries. So we also get a lot of stuff from the UK, but mostly Japanese cars, and the car scene is very, very varied. We have a lot of German stuff too. M-Power stuff, BMW M5s, M3s, a lot of those. But yeah, mostly Japanese stuff, JDM stuff. No. GTRs, we shit those out like crazy. There's so many of those. I have a friend with a 400R, R33 Nismo 400R. That's a car that's become really expensive in the past couple of years. And yeah, really, really, really varied history. Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking is I had the worst experience at a car meeting last week.
Okay.
I went to a car meeting in Cologne.
So you were supposed to be there on holiday?
Yeah, and I tricked my boyfriend into going to Motor World, and there was a car meeting.
This is what I wanted you to admit on the...
Yeah. I tricked him into it.
This was his mastermind
No,
plan.
honestly, I did not know that there was a car meeting, but when I saw there was, of course, I had to attend. The first negative experience is that I arrived in the Ioniq 6, and of course, it didn't let me on the grounds because electric cars. But then I went on the grounds and I saw that there was present the Cupra Kodiaq. I don't know what those things are called. Atecas, Kodiaqs. It was basically Cupra SUVs. There were 10 of them. I think
the Kodiaq is a Skoda. And then the
Girl,
Cupra
I have no idea.
Yes.
I honestly have no idea. It was a Cupra SUV thing.
Was it a small?
A big one.
Okay, because they have the Cupra VZ5, which is a car that the VZ5. I really like that because it's got an RS3. It's an RS3 underneath.
An Ateca. So crap. It was an SUV. It was terrible. They were revving their cars. They were diesels. They were revving diesel cars.
Hey, I drive a diesel. I don't
Dude,
know.
don't be at a car meeting revving your car. Like, what the actual fuck?
Generally, you shouldn't do that.
What the actual fuck? So, it was nice, but it was a disappointment to find that into German car community.
Now that Joep drives an EV, he's just all about this, like...
Oh no, I love diesels. Don't get me wrong. I love diesels. I've owned multiple of them. But the thing is, don't go to a car meeting and rev them.
Rev a diesel.
And also, if you buy a
Blow smoke
Cupra,
everywhere.
if you want to be a performance car, get a fucking petrol. Don't get a diesel.
Yeah, get a 2-liter, right? They make a 2-liter TSI, I think, still.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a fantastic
They also
car.
sell the Formentor, not in the Netherlands, but they sell the Formentor with a 5-cylinder engine.
Oh,
the Audi 5-cylinder engine.
Yes!
Which
That's
is good.
the exact powertrain that I'm talking about, the RS3 engine.
Yeah, that's good.
In the Seat fermented alcohol, as I like to call it.
You just gave us a sneak peek into your first and current car.
Yes. So we should segue into that, I believe. So my current car, my only car, my dad bought it for me. Very kindly of him to do, but it is my car.
Crap, so I can't roast it now.
No, you can. My friends
yeah.
do all the time. Where car that your dad bought for you. Anyways, it's a Citroen C4 1.6 HDI VTR coupe.
Yeah, the coupe. That is the interesting.
Coupe.
That's the interesting part of it because this is the generation that was for sale from what was it 2002 till 2009?
Yes, I believe exactly. Yes,
I'm not sure. Someone's
Something
gonna
like
fact
that.
check on me. This on me.
Yes.
But the coupe is a really good design.
Yes,
I knew-
sex on wheels. Some would say.
Too bad of the 1.6 HDI, which
I
is
was waiting for that.
which they shared with Ford too. It's actually
Yes.
Ford sells TDCI.
It's a great engine, to be honest. I've gotten 2.6 liters per 100 kilometers on that car.
Really?
Yes.
2.6?
Yes, my car does have a remap though.
That is really good. Jesus Christ. I had a V40 D2, a Volvo. I got 3.5.
That's also pretty good for such a heavy car.
A V40 isn't heavy.
Aren't all Volvos heavy?
It's just a focus and drag.
Yeah, well, very heavy drag.
Yeah.
Super leggera drag.
But I like the C4 Coupe. I remember when it came out, when I was little, I read Top Gear magazine.
Uh-huh.
There's a Dutch Top Gear magazine.
Top Gear NL.
And they also had quotes from Jeremy Clarkson in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Jeremy Clarkson said about the C4 Coupe, this is what an Astra would look if Opel actually had balls.
Fuck yeah. I think that's a fantastic opinion on his
Right?
point. I don't normally agree with his stuff, but I think that's very well said, actually.
Yeah, but then they came with the GTC, which is a really nice car.
That's the GTC.
The Astra with the milky white rear lights.
Okay.
I like that Astra.
There's also an Astra with a massive windscreen, which I like.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Right?
That's that one.
I think that's so cool.
Because your
massive
C4...
windscreens FTW.
Yeah, because your C4 is known for or it was the C4 after, I'm not sure, but it's known for having the massive windshields that you can drag. But actually, Opel was earlier with that. They just did not market it.
Yes.
And I've been looking for an Astra GTC with the massive windscreen. So hard to find.
They took the really awesome press pictures with the wide lens in the interior, and you could see this massive expansive glass, and it was just wonderful. I love it.
But I cannot find one. I cannot find one.
They probably made like very little of them.
Yeah, probably, because it's probably an expensive option. But yeah. I can, by the way, look at our sound. you're very nice and subtle, and every time I come in, it's like, ah! And the whole sound bites go like up and down. But yeah,
Is that okay though?
it's of course it's okay. I'm just loud, and you're very well-rounded.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
It's my first podcast.
Yeah. Oh well, first of many.
Yes, I hope so.
Your future car. What car are you going to own in the future? And this can be realistic.
So we've spoken many times about my obsession with Saab as well.
Yeah. Oh,
So I have.
You want to buy my Saab?
No, I don't want to buy your Saab because it's convertible. And I do like convertibles. Bear in mind, people, there's no convertible discrimination going on here. They're cool things, just not especially not talkie spec.
Excuse me.
Talkie spec with the two.
It's going to have a freshly painted front and rear bumper very, very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
incredible.
Sorry.
But so Saab is a 9.5s. I really like them.
Yeah.
I've thought about that, but with the weight-based tax system in the Netherlands, I really want to stay with a hatchback.
Can imagine. Yeah.
And so Peugeot 205, which is a forbidden fruit in Africa.
Really?
We never had them. We had because of apartheid and a bunch of other, they were never sold in any other market other than South Africa. If they would have been sold in any market. We had the Renault 5, but we never had the 205. And I love the Peugeot 205. That's one of my favorite cars of all time. And I would love to see if I could get one of those for cheap.
I think you still can now.
Yeah, I was looking at some for real cheap, and then getting like a bigger engine, like a 1.5 or a 2-liter.
And they're also reliable too.
Yep.
You can get a good one, I think.
Yeah, and you can still get them without rust.
Yeah.
Some, at least, that I was looking at. I mean, yeah, those are cool. 205s are very cool, and that's a near future car.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I would like still on my student budget kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be easy to own. And also maybe, you do automotive engineering. You probably know how to work your way around it. So
You would think, right?
No?
Absolutely not. I'm not a good wrencher. I'm admitting that right now.
Same.
I'm not a good wrencher.
Same.
I do know how they work, and
Yeah.
and I can remove a battery and put a new one in, and
Yeah.
I can do basic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a good wrencher, so it'll be interesting.
It's a nice car. I like it. It's
Yeah.
I would never buy a 205 because it's just not my cup of tea. I would buy a Ford car. Surprise.
Aha.
And you're like,
What about was it the probe? No, the probe.
Puma.
Puma. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the Ford anal probe, as I call it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sorry.
No, I would actually consider a Puma. The thing is, they're
Pumas
all
look
rotting.
fantastic, right? Yes.
They're all rotting away.
And they
like
rot
rusting, rotting, disgusting. Actually, the best car is the one that was built in Italy. Street car. The convertible.
Yes.
That was built in by Pininfarina, and they gave it extra rust proof.
In the same factory as the Brera, was it not?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But they gave it extra rust improvements. So those
Okay.
are way more durable, sustainable than the other cars or Pumas. So, yeah.
Nice.
Random facts. Okay, 205. Nice.
I have one other car that I wanted to speak about, though.
Bring
this
it.
is like a future car. But this, if somebody can get me, I will promise to save up for it. A TVR Tuscan 2.
Oh, yes. What? Oh, this I didn't expect. We're talking about TVRs. I forgot about TVRs. The last time I thought about TVRs is years ago.
Yes.
Wait, is it the really fucking crazy one?
The two. So Henry Catchpole, also a fantastic journalist, he recently did a video on the Tuscan, and I had a Tuscan car as a model when I was a kid, and the Tuscan has also been a movie car.
In what movie?
The Looney Tunes live action film from 2006 or 7.
I mean, it looks like a Looney Tune. Like
Exactly. And I remember watching that film. So I'm 24, for anybody wondering. And I remember watching that film as a young lad with my sister, my younger sister. And she also always found that car really cool. And that car's been in my mind ever since. And I would love to, like, when I'm around maybe 30 years old, if I have enough money laying around.
Yes.
TVR Tuscan 2. That's like my wet dreams are made of that car.
But find one.
Exactly.
Like, good luck.
Exactly.
I cannot. Where do you start looking? Probably
The UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only option.
I remember also, why am I talking this much Top Gear today? I also remember Top Gear testing them, and they actually invited some head of engineering or CEO and completely mocked it, I think. It was because it was so stupidly built. It was fun, of course, but it was stupidly built.
Very stupidly built. Actually, at the Octane magazine Scramble, there was a Tuscan.
You cannot call it Scramble anymore, right?
Really?
Some in the UK, there's also.
Oh yes, there's the Bicester Scramble.
Yeah,
of course.
And they told Octane
this is the heritage site.
Yeah, but they told Octane they cannot use the word Scramble anymore. Oh. So we now say the Octane Classics meeting or whatever.
Octane Classics meeting. Yes. Yeah. There was a Tuscan there.
That is insane, actually.
Yeah, and the man who apparently he looked like the man who owned it. Mm-hmm. He looked like somebody who would own a TVR. His hair was not kept, and his clothing was very colorful. And so was
me if I ever get to own a TV. But yeah,
and so was his demeanor.
I can imagine.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong person, but I'm pretty sure that was the owner of the car.
I mean, you have to be some kind of delusional to buy a car like that.
Yeah, or diseased like me. Absolutely diseased.
The Octane meeting is actually really good because last time I was there, it was a collection of forgotten everyday cars, like the Lancia Dedra that is actually owned by Frank Goethart, which is the... I don't know if he's owner or... he's actually a journalist, editor-in-chief or something like that.
Yeah.
But also a Spijker. Where the hell do I see Spijker nowadays?
Spijker?
You know Spijker, right?
Was that there?
There was a purple one. Not in the last one, the one before.
Oh, the 2022.
Yeah, I know, 2023. So that one was really good. I made pictures of it too. It was, and like it was open too because it was a convertible, so you can take all the interior pics. Mm-hmm. But I liked the event. It was so good.
Yes,
like it was
very well organized.
Very well organized.
Incredibly eclectic choice of car. Aston Martin Lagonda convertible, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait,
when have you ever seen one of those?
Does that exist?
That does exist. I think it was some sort of a third party company that was responsible for that.
Oh,
maybe.
God, make a crap car even more crap. But cool.
Looks
though.
Incredible. I mean, what a showstopper of a car. That was parked behind an S65 AMG Mercedes.
Oh. Just a sedan or coupe?
Yes, a W221.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
If it were a W220, yeah, I hate that car. Oh, so it's your trash.
Yes, right?
Yeah,
that was
such your
that
trash.
was the blobby one, sort of 2000.
It's the one that they tried to make dynamic,
2000.
and then it looks like a fucking piece of shit and the most trashy Mercedes-Benz C-Class ever made.
I kind of like those.
No, I don't. No,
I like the triangular rear lights.
No, Daniel, the W203 is disgusting. It is disgusting.
C36 AMG.
That is the typical doggy car.
Really?
No, isn't that aren't you talking about a W204?
No. Didn't they make a 36 of the or was it?
Or 36. Sorry, I thought you said 63.
Have you ever heard of the C320D AMG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very limited in.
I would get one of those.
I wouldn't. No.
Those are very cool.
The W203 should rust in hell.
Really?
Yeah.
You see,
just like the W220. I hate that era.
You wouldn't like going to Portugal. There's a lot of those there.
Great, they can stay there. Good. We're going to the next segment, Daniel.
Okay.
We're going
strong opinions.
Strong opinions. I mean, if people are listening and they've come to the 6th episode, they probably know by now that I have some strong opinions. Okay, Daniel, we're going to the car conversation. And in this segment, I will ask you as many car questions as possible in 30 seconds. You must give answers as quick as possible, but after the 30 seconds are over, we can, of course, discuss your answers. You nervous?
I mean, I've mostly been very good at car quizzes.
Jesus Christ.
So, let's see.
Ego much. You ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Worst new car for sale?
Worst new car for sale?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, he's good at this.
Oh, there's so many that are so shit.
Come on.
Any Audi.
A must-own brand for every car enthusiast.
Alfa Romeo.
Worst car you've ever driven?
Something Chinese. Xing Peng something.
Prettiest car ever made?
Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale.
That was it?
Really?
Jesus, you only did 4 questions. Loser. That's the least until now.
That's the thing. I can't. I have too much in my mind going on when you ask me questions.
You told me you took your autism pills before. He gave me a good portion too, so. Worst new car for sale?
Worst new car for sale?
You can think about it if you want to give a difference.
Yeah,
you said every Audi.
Yeah, because I think Audis are really boring.
They are boring, but they're not bad cars.
No, they're not bad cars at all. That's true. But I do think that for the money you can get a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Like a BMW or Mercedes-Benz or a Lexus.
I think Skodas are really cool. A nice Superb.
I get that.
A nice Skoda Superb. That's just a great car, and that does 9 out of 10 of what that Audi can do.
Get me a 2012 Superb with a 3.6 FSI, Laurent and Clement. You know what that is?
Is that a special edition?
That is the top of the line. It has a 3.6 V6.
You guys should see Joep's face. His eyes light. Dude,
I hate Volkswagen cars. I hate Volkswagen Group cars, but that car, give it to me. Like how big it is perfect. It has
the best font, by the way, the Superb font at the back.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just...
Okay, but worst new car for sale.
Yes, I definitely, I think cars have become so constrained by governments and legislation and a lot of push and pull from a lot of different directions. If you're looking for a bad car to buy, a genuinely bad car, I don't think those exist anymore.
I beg to differ.
Genuinely, that's like actually a bad car, like that won't actually start or go.
Mitsubishi Space Star.
But is that new?
Mirage.
Oh.
That is bad. That is truly a bad car.
But those are new.
Oh, and also a really bad car, apparently. I love it, but apparently it's really bad. The new Fisker.
Yes, I saw, shout out to Poif.
Shout out to Poif, Maximilian. Fan from the beginning.
Yes.
We knew you when you had 700 followers instead of a fucking million. Yes.
And I love all the car gays, and he seems to be at the top of that crop currently.
Thank you.
And sorry, you. It's a lot of competition right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of competition.
And
tough crowd.
Puff highlighted some very, very fundamental issues with that car in his video.
And the thing is, they're currently offering it for... They're giving huge discounts.
Isn't it like a 95% discount?
Dude, it was previously, it started at 50,000 euros. They're now selling it for 29,000 euros in the Netherlands. Insane, because they're such bad cars.
It's still not worth it.
I think, well, it is cool though, with all the windows that go down, like your dad's Land Cruiser, and
Hilux.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Such a bad podcast host.
No, this is why I just don't like SUVs.
This is why I'm on the top of the car game
chain. Of the
food chain. No, but I mean, I like how it looks. I like what it is supposed to be. I don't like what it has become. But yeah, that's a bad car, I would say.
Yes.
Worst car you've ever driven? Did I ask you that?
You did, and I said something Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Because I think... When was it that I drove this Xpeng? I think that's what it is.
Do you think that's bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was very, but it was something Chinese that I drove, which was very, the driver aids were very,
annoying. God.
I've driven mostly older cars, so I'm not used to cars with a lot of driver aids.
We're going to drive my Ioniq after this podcast. You'll be in for a good surprise.
Do you have lane keep assist?
Dude, everything.
It's got everything, isn't it?
But we're going to put it off.
Okay,
so
cool.
You can drift.
Drift an Ioniq. I hope we don't hit another Yaris.
Fuck you. What's a must-own car brand for every car enthusiast? You said Alfa Romeo, which I completely understand.
This was a quick answer for me. I had also heard it growing up in Top Gear. You're not a real petrol head until you own a... Yeah. And as much as I'm not a big fan of their opinions sometimes, they are absolutely right about that.
I would say Italian car.
Yes, I think I could also extend it to that. Because Lancia...
Don't get me heated up. Don't sweet talk me. No, but... in the last episode, which you haven't heard, of course. Actually, not the last episode, the episode with Dion, because there will be a special in between that has now taken place. Your trash special. You're the first one to know.
Okay.
I chose an Alfa Romeo Giulietta, the 1750 TBI that I also just showed you. But the good thing is, it was actually at the dealership. So I sat in it, I fell in love again. Giulietta with the 1750 TBI.
Yes.
It gives you a modern car but also the Alfa Romeo experience. Like, it will break down at some point, which is lovely. Like, you want that.
And
so
that's a 2-liter.
It's 7050.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
1750
turbocharged.
QV.
Yeah, QV.
Yeah.
And tune it to 260, you have a proper hot hatch. It's perfect. But yeah. Okay, prettiest car ever made. You said the 33 Stradale.
Yeah.
Let's disagree. I think it's hideous.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I also just pulled that out.
We're talking about the new one, right?
No. No, we're talking about the original one.
Wait, the hatchback.
No, the Alfa Romeo 33.
Is that pre-war? I have no
it's
idea,
not pre-war.
dude.
It's a 1960s car.
Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the inspiration
for the new one.
For the
I think I have seen it. Yeah, I get that. It looks like a Le Mans car.
Seeing it in person, which I have.
Yeah.
By the good graces of the car gods, they let me see that in person. It's very brilliant looking thing. But
you're so dramatic. Yeah.
But the I'm pulling up a paper now that says Voisin on it. Voisin, I genuinely think, has made the prettiest cars ever made, and nothing has been made since.
So you just told me the story, but give the people, the listeners, the story of Voisin.
Voisin, yes. This is a pre-war French car builder. 2 brothers, Gabriel and some other guy, probably Jean. I don't know if that was his actual name, but
Pierre, I don't know.
Pierre, yes.
Yeah.
And they used to build airplanes, and then they started building cars. And because they built airplanes, they had an incredible knowledge of engineering and finishing and styling and metalwork, engine work. And so all of that was put into their cars. And I recently saw a Voisin C25 at Retromobile in Paris. And that, for me, was probably the car of the show, I have to say. Because it really, 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 really brought me back to sort of that coach building era of cars. And it's the epitome of that, actually. And so that was back in the day where you could just get, whatever chassis you wanted and then a body of your choice on top of that. And I think that is probably where the future of cars is going.
I looked at the cars of Retromobile too. My highlight was a Ford Mondeo.
There was a really mint one.
Yeah, I saw that and I loved it. But it's lovely. I have no idea about pre-war cars. I have absolutely no idea. How did Voisin, how did it die? Did it because of the war? Or
I'm actually not sure about much of their history past like them producing cars. I haven't really looked into it. But they, like most of the coach builders from that era and car builders in general, they died, like Bugatti did as well.
Yeah.
But they were fast. They were cooler looking than Bugattis. They were higher quality, and a lot of the things that made those cars so special are lost in today's cars.
Can imagine. Yeah, I talked with Dion in the last episode about what Stellantis is basically doing right now.
That's a reference.
I heard. Yeah,
Stellantis.
So I heard. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I just got to know that podcast like a few days ago. So yeah, but Stellantis.
Yes.
I'm waiting for you to DJ.
Oh,
yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
They're basically making one platform and 30,000 cars, 30,000 different cars, which is, yeah.
Inherently, I don't think that's a bad idea.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Because I specialize in manufacturing.
For people who do not love cars and the individual attribute of cars, that is a good solution. That is a good solution to differentiate your car portfolio.
Yes.
At lower costs. I think Stellantis is doing well for anyone that's a car buyer, but for anyone who is a car lover.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And from that perspective, I do put on my very objective sort of engineering student glasses on to be able to analyze that and be like, yeah, I wouldn't buy them, but I think that's a very fantastic manufacturing solution.
Yeah, of course.
To a problem.
We're going to the last segment, and I'm so excited for this. We are going to the car search. The car search in which I provided Daniel of an objective and a budget for a search. And Daniel had to come up with a top 3 of cars. And his search was the perfect midlife crisis car for 40K.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun doing this search.
Me too.
Good.
Really a lot of fun.
Should we get into it? We have just agreed on the universal body type for any man that has a midlife crisis.
Yes.
The convertible.
Convertible,
Yeah.
yes.
Any balding guy that has a midlife crisis and has just left his wife buys a convertible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or if they haven't left their wife, but they really want to.
yeah.
Convertible is great. Take it out.
Yeah, they basically want their daughter's friends to see them as a sugar daddy. That's basically what's happening here. So, we're just going to start there. Okay. Your number 3. Bring it.
My number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it.
So I did this in 2 different ways because I thought 40,000 euros, especially as a student, it's a lot of cash. And you could actually try and fit all 3 cars under the 40,000 euro budget. So that's what I had a lot of fun doing. But I did also pick individual automobiles, which we will be speaking about. So let me just go with that list.
Mm-hmm.
So these are 3 cars. Mm-hmm. Total price.
Mm-hmm. This is your wild card then.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
My number 3 car, R129 SL320 Cabriolet, Mercedes.
Ooh, yes. But is that a midlife crisis or is that a pensioner's car?
This is a Mercedes SL.
Oh, it is so cheap.
Yes.
It's a USA
it's
import.
It's a USA spec. That's why it's so cheap.
120,000 miles or kilometers?
Kilometers.
Oh, that's good.
So that's 7,000 euros, 6,999.
Actually, a really good deal. You did well.
I don't know if it is a good deal or not. I actually haven't looked into the car, but it's still...
You're just like, that fits with the budget. Let's go.
It's still for sale, yes.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, that fitted the budget, let's go mentality is the mentality of a midlife crisis man.
There you go.
So
he probably has a Skoda Octavia for his daily.
Exactly. So car number 2, Mazda MX-5. NA. Miata for 7,950. So this is actually more expensive.
Can I see?
Of course you can. It's a red Miata. Miata is always the answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Miata is not the answer for me. Lucas chose a Miata too. A disgusting one with resto mod things, LED headlights. It was disgusting. I just think the Miata is such a safe choice.
It is an absolutely safe choice.
Okay.
And I did it for the lulz of getting all these 3 cars under 40k.
You still have 25,000 euros left.
Yes.
I'm very curious what you're going to do with that.
A car which I really love.
Okay.
My first 911 that I ever drove.
You found a 911 for 25,000 euros.
Yes, the best 911.
I love it.
Best 911, which is the 996 generation.
Is it the one with the egg headlights?
The fried egg headlamps.
I hate that.
I knew you would. Many people do. I used to as well.
It is underrated.
It is
just because of its headlights.
And I think when you develop a very sophisticated car taste, the 996 tends to sort of rise to the top of that.
When your frontal lobe develops. Yeah.
When your full car brain develops.
Yeah.
But this is a 1998 Hanbach 996. So that means it's got a cable throttle, which is very, very important. And it's a Carrera 2 narrow body.
Can I see it?
Of course you can. It's black on black. As in black on black interior.
Black on black. That's also a bit boring.
Pretty boring. But...
Man, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh my god. Okay, so the car owner, he has a 3x2 table. It is filled with repair bills and maintenance bills.
Fantastic.
That is good though. And it seems like this is someone who loves his car.
So I actually had a proper look at that car, unlike the SL 320 for 6,999. And that honestly...
It's for sale around the corner of Maastricht.
You're getting a very, very, very fine car experience for 25 grand.
And to be honest, a Porsche is very fitting for a midlife crisis.
Yes.
Because everyone knows that you'll be having a midlife crisis.
Yes.
There's cars that you can have this midlife crisis anonymously in. Everyone knows that you'll be having a midlife crisis when you buy a Porsche.
Yes.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Good job.
It shows the message.
Good job, but like these cars sort of fit to each other. Like you have the comfy cruiser, the SL. Mm-hmm. You have your track thingy, which is the track toy, which is the MX-5, and then you have a bigger
toy.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
Basically, the car that you use to impose other people. You're number 3.
Oh well, my the other 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's chosen individually. So these each cost around 40k. around because you can always negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
My first choice, TVR Griffith 4.3.
Oh, yes. Yes. Show me. Oh,
And this has been apparently...
Oh, my God. Oh,
this TVR has been fettled.
That rear?
Yes.
What are those lights? They look like Range Rover.
I don't know. But they look the business.
Dude, I have to be honest. I love every TVR, but they're fucking hideous. Like, they are hideous.
Oh, I love them.
But I would love owning this. But yeah.
I think I love TVRs because they look... Like, if I was to build a car, it would probably end up looking like a TVR.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I have some Range Rover rear lights here. Let's put it in. Oh, I have some Citroën C2 headlights. Oh, yes, that would be great for my supercar.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yes, this is good. I like this.
But that's been prepared. So the dynamic problems which are inherent to TVRs have been fixed in that car. And that's why it is so much money.
You'll be having an exotic life crisis in this. Like,
yes.
People will not know what kind of midlife crisis you'll be having, but you'll be having a midlife crisis. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, this is nice. And a manual too. Oh, I like this.
Yes.
What is that interior? Oh, it even has sort of sat-nav thingy.
Yes, some sort of...
From 1993, that can be only quality. Yeah.
Period correct.
That is so good.
Period correct sat-nav.
Dude, you went obscure.
Very obscure.
This is obscure. I love it.
That would be my actual choice. Me, if I had 40k.
Okay, so my number 3, the most typical brand, a Porsche. Because I do think that is just the midlife crisis. It's not the best choice, though. I looked for a 911.
Okay.
The generation after yours. What is that? 997?
997, yes.
Oh, wow. I know my Porsches. Wow. Not as gay as I thought.
Indoctrination is working.
Yeah. But I couldn't find one. I couldn't find a good one.
Yeah?
Couldn't find one for 40,000 euros. No, couldn't. I need a good one. I'm not gonna drive the 360,000 997 with a botched open roof. No, I don't need that. So I went for the better Porsche. Which you, of course, know, is a Boxster. It is. Come on.
They are. Boxsters are, I will say.
So I found a 2011 2.9 manual 6, 61,000 kilometers gray Boxster.
This is nice.
This is nice, right? And it's an unpopular opinion, and people do not want to hear it. But a lot of people have said that the Boxster and the Cayman are the better Porsches.
Well, dynamically, they are. Objectively.
Yeah.
It really depends what you're looking for. The steering wheel on these 987 Boxsters, they're a bit too big for me.
Oh.
I like the 996 steering wheel better. But the 2.9 particularly, because it isn't an S, has a hard limiter on it.
Dude,
so you can bang off the limiter.
You are picky when it comes to Porsches. I love
this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's good.
I think this is just a great... Is it a stick? Manual.
Yeah, manual. Yes. Six speed.
Oh, yes, 6-speed manual. There you go.
The only thing is, I would love to have it in a color to really scream, I have a midlife crisis. Like that yellow or red, like that would be perfect. Like I need a color.
Guards red Boxster. That screams midlife crisis.
Yes, get in my car because I am looking for a sugar baby. That is what I wanted to scream.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're number 2.
Let's see. My number 2. Quintessential. I thought I would go for something that I think screams, really. I don't know what I'm buying. I just know I want something kind of a coupe, convertible, cool, and I want to look cool, and
I'm
have 40,000.
I need a new girlfriend.
85,000 kilometers.
Okay.
2012.
I like this game that you're playing, that you're introducing cars to me, and I have to guess what it is. I really love this. This is a good addition.
So this would obviously... I do play a lot of these games with friends.
It's good. Yeah, it's really nice.
German.
Okay.
It's been NAP checked, as they have NAP checked, as they have here in the Netherlands.
9 million cars are left, yeah.
Exactly. It is an Audi.
We just had a whole chat about how you hate Audis.
Well... That is why I believe they are the quintessential midlife crisis car, because for anybody...
okay. I think you are going for an A5 and a deviation on that.
Yes.
Oh.
It is a 5.
Yeah?
It is a 5, but it doesn't have an A before it.
It's an S.
It's got an S.
Oh, that's good though.
Convertible. This is the antithesis of the cars that I like.
Did you just say thesis?
No,
just
not your thesis. Okay. It's black with a red interior.
Oh,
So this is ultimate
Okay, let me
midlife
check.
crisis spec.
Jesus Christ.
Audi S5.
Oh my God, it's so
TFSI.
tacky. Those wheels are so
They're
tacky.
absolutely tacky.
This
It's perfect
is-
though for the challenge, I believe.
And also, I think, how can this person live with themselves knowing they have an S5 and an RS5?
And a convertible at it. So
You're-
it weighs like 300 million tons more than the coupe.
You're a cocky dickhead, but you're not the cockiest dickhead.
No,
because that
absolutely not.
cockiest dickhead drives an RS5. Yeah, this is a definite boot to me.
Yes.
No, thank you. Oh, that leather. Oh my God, it has a black and red leather. You did a good job though, finding
you.
a tacky midlife crisis car.
Exactly, very tacky.
The next is going to be even worse.
You'll see.
Okay, good. Listen, I just chose a Boxster, but I do not think that's the best option.
Okay.
I do think there is a way better option.
I'm intrigued.
I'm going to play this game with you too. I bought a convertible,
Okay.
2013.
Okay, recent.
It has an automatic gearbox.
Okay.
It's red
Okay.
and has a 3.0 V6.
Is this also an Audi?
It's not German.
Oh, it's not German.
You told me you're not a fan of Top Gear, right?
I grew up watching it, but yes.
Have you also watched the Grand Tour?
Yes, I have.
Have you watched the most recent episodes? The most recent special?
Wait.
The one where they go to Africa.
Is this an F-Type?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Listen,
But you see, I would buy this.
listen. The F-Type, I'm going to tell you, gives you more value at the same price than a 911 or a Boxster or whatever. This car is insane. It doesn't matter which engine you get it with. The exhaust noise is always insane.
Well, the 4-cylinder is shit, isn't it?
We don't talk about four cylinders. Shut up. We have a V6. Like what I was trying to say, of course, the V8 is ridiculous, but you don't
Yes.
need the V8. Like the V6 is the one you need.
I've always said the same thing.
Want to take a look?
Oh, this is brilliant.
So it's red, and I really needed the F-Type because Jeremy, he drove an F-Type and he drove a convertible and he sort of made it a
orange one.
wannabe SUV. It was sexy in this special. I completely fell into the loophole of F-Types. I'm not even kidding. I'm getting, how do you call it?
Goosebumps.
I'm getting goosebumps talking about an F-Type. I would own an F-Type. I'm not even kidding.
They are incredibly attractive cars for me as well.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Slovakia.
Yeah.
Thomas, shout out to him.
Mr. Worldwide.
He is a JLR specialist,
Ooh.
and him and I rave about F-Types
Yeah.
all the time, especially in the 3-liter V6 configuration.
I think within a few years, you'll be getting these for real cheap.
Yeah, in the UK, you can already get like coupe V6s for like that money,
Yeah.
like 35, because that's not an S, that's just a 3-liter V6.
Okay, sorry. So this is basically the base spec. Because you had a base spec, then you had
which
the
is a
S,
4-cylinder,
which is
yes.
the middle range.
But I think
And
they're all supercharged though.
in the beginning, you didn't have a 4-cylinder. In
No,
the
not
beginning,
in the
it was
beginning.
the normal
That was-
V6,
yes.
V6X, and V8.
And then the V8R. Yeah.
Amazing. Great cars.
They are.
I would love to own one.
And the sound, like you said.
Yeah, you will almost be ashamed of it. Like driving into a
Yes.
street, it's ridiculous.
I had a friend with one, in, the first F-Type R,
Yeah.
2015. So that was rear-wheel drive still, in Mozambique. And a friend acquaintance, rather. And he, that was very obnoxiously loud.
I love it.
Like the most menacing startup of, I think, of any modern car.
So I do like it. It's also the perfect
Yes.
midlife crisis car. You're number one.
So you said, there's not any 997s for 40 grand that are good.
God, you. You found one.
I found one.
I tried my best, I really tried. I wanted to get a 997.
But good.
Yeah.
Let's define the word good here.
Okay. Low mileage, good color, well maintained.
This isn't any of those things.
Okay, let's go.
But honestly, as a sort of throwaway 911, an all year round throwaway sort of midlife shitbox sports car,
Yeah.
I found a 2005 early 997 Cabrio.
Okay.
3.6.
I love how we didn't talk about how the convertible is the typical midlife crisis car.
Yes, exactly.
And yet we both
We all
only
chose,
picked...
yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
So this is a manual with the Sport Chrono package.
Yeah.
And it's a Carrera 2 Cabrio.
Yeah.
With 179,000 kilometers on it.
That is not too bad.
That bad for a 911.
I imagined you would be coming around with 280,000 or stuff like that.
Nope. So this is not actually that bad of a car.
Let's see. Oh, it has the good wheels.
It's got the lobster claw wheels.
Those lobster claw look a lot like the wheels on my Saab. It's basically the same design.
Oh, love them.
Oh, I'm impressed. You did well. This is good. Yeah, it has a stick shift.
You think I did well?
Black leather. Yes. Oh, it has the how do we call it?
Sport chrono, yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's got the
perfect.
clock on the dash. I don't like that option.
Oh, I do. It's fun.
I like a clean dash.
Dude, you did well. This is good. What are you talking about? Bad car. This is good.
Well, it is a 997.
I like the 997. It's my favorite.
Cabriolet. Yeah, I guess they aren't bad.
The only thing is, the last time it had
anything
it had maintenance was in 2019.
Nice. So it's a COVID.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Oh, this is good though. Nice. Good choice.
It is a manual though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's manual.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You're in for a treat.
Okay.
My first choice is street cars, and it's what I would actually do with 40,000 euros and having a midlife crisis. There is a convertible in there.
Yes.
But they're not convertibles. Should I start with the convertible? Because this was actually the last car I looked for because I had two cars that I had to have. No matter what, I had to have those two cars. And I had 10,000 euros left. So I started looking around, and I stayed very close to my roots. I went for a Saab 900 convertible. Classic 900 with a 3-spoke.
You found one for less than 10?
And a turbo. And it has only driven 187,000 kilometers. It's a very late one. It has even a dashboard. An airbag steering wheel.
Okay.
Which is highly undesirable. But yeah, I mean, I need the 900. There you go. It only has 6 pictures too.
Oh my god, and it's got the 3-spoke wheels. 3-spoke wheels.
Right?
For less than 10.
Yeah. It's good, right?
I thought these were all like €1 million now.
They probably
not a million, but they went up.
They probably are becoming like. I know that since what is that Haggerty
bull market
last year, the whole it went all
exactly.
It exploded. The car
here in
markets.
the neighborhood, there's 2 900s, a turbo convertible and a CP, which is 900 CP, I think. That was an Italian market car.
Yeah, isn't it EP?
EP, yes. Sorry, EP, yes,
Italian
exactly.
Market. That's low pressure turbo or
something like that. Yes,
I'm not sure. But that was one car I needed. But I first looked for an E90 convertible, but I couldn't find a good one. So
not for 10.
Of course, I went classic, and I chose a Saab, so I can have a classy midlife crisis, which is also something that is very desirable.
This is good, and it's black. I like black cars.
Good. Second car. This is a car that I've been looking at for a long while because it has come for sale a while ago.
It's Italian.
Nope. 2002 car.
Okay.
50,000 kilometers.
Okay. Very low mileage for the age.
Manual.
Okay.
Atmospheric 3.0 V6.
I know what this is.
Make a guess.
Wait, no, you said it wasn't Italian though.
And it's a station wagon.
Is this French?
No. Nope.
What is this?
A Ford Mondeo ST220. Because this car is so high on my bucket list.
But this is...
It's for sale at Hoog Selections. They have a really good selection of cars. It's really nice. It has dark blue tints. It has a white leather interior. It is... this car gives me chills. I need an ST220 like this. And it's fucking expensive too. You know, want to know a fun fact about this car? That engine that is in there is a Porsche design.
Oh, yeah.
Porsche designed it for the Cayenne and for Boxster or Cayman and stuff like that. At some point, they disapproved it, and they sold the design to Ford. And then Ford put it in the ST220. And as the design that's also used as the source of the Aston Martin V12. They just put 2 of those engines on each other and made a V12.
Yeah, for the DB9. DB9.
Yeah, DB9. DB9, yeah.
The DB7 was the old...
Yes, the old one. Yeah. But this car is...
the best wheels also.
Yeah, that's the only wheels you can get on the ST220.
But I love those ST220 wheels. And just...
My friend, Frederic, he has an ST220.
This must be like the cleanest one.
Yeah, this is the cleanest one. Also the most expensive one. So
50,000 kilometers.
And it costs 15,000 euros, which is insane.
Is it though?
given that it only has done 50,000 kilometers and is in this condition, it is not.
And for the experience, right?
No one's spending this on a Mondeo. It has been for sale for a while.
But they do drive
yeah,
incredibly well.
Yeah, I'm very happy with
Ford Mondeos. Every journalist will rave about those cars.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also a very atypical spec because you always see the very bright blue, the Ford Performance blue, and this is
that's a dark blue with a light interior.
Yeah, so
which is very classy.
It's very classy indeed. So that's my second choice, which means I have 15,000 euros left. 2004.
It's around the same era.
3.2 V6. You should know enough by now.
V6.
Busso?
Yes.
You should know enough by now. It's a thesis.
It is a thesis.
I chose a thesis, but I chose a special thesis because I chose one that's for sale in Italy and is an ex-Fiat Chrysler automobile car. So this was driven by, I don't know, some director. It has...
So it's like a top spec.
It's armored.
Wow.
It has extra buttons in the back.
Extra buttons? What do they do?
I have no idea. Just push the buttons. It has, and this is a very niche option that every thesis owner should consider looking for. I mean, if the perfect thesis passes by, then you should just buy it. I'm covering it for myself. It has the Poltrona Frau leather, which is the most expensive leather you can get.
So Joep and I were talking thesis before this call.
FOMO
before this podcast.
This is what Maurice thought of, Plankont. FOMO thesis, the fear of missing out on a thesis. That's what I have. Yeah. But it's...
it's got all the books.
Honestly, dude, midlife...
It's got the cell phone. It's got Lancia's cell phone in it.
Joep in a midlife crisis would have that 900 for the weekends, that ST220 to make my children sick, and a thesis as a daily.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lancia logo is embossed into the wood on the shifter.
Every thesis has that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. It's such a good car.
And Poltrona Frau on the side of the seats.
Yeah. Oh,
incredible.
Man, just give me a thesis. I cannot wait anymore. I need to find a new one.
Curtains in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, it has everything.
The menu is in Italian.
All the options. It's for sale in Italy. I had to go to Italy to buy it. Yeah, so
105,000 Ks.
Yeah, which is good, right? Yeah. So that's it. My number one choice. I mean, if you meet me at 40, I would probably have all three of them. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
What do you think of the selection of cars?
Very you.
True. And
V6s.
We got a convertible in every selection.
Yes, I was very happy about that.
We're in agreement. That is the ultimate midlife crisis car.
Absolutely.
It was a blast having you for sale. Am I for sale?
Yeah. 40,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
1999.
Can I buy it with a midlife crisis 40,000 euros budget? No, it was a blast having you as a guest. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure all mine, really. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll see you back someday on the podcast.
Yes. And hopefully, I didn't sound like too much of an asshole on this podcast.
No, I take the role of asshole, so could come back up, you know?
crashed into a Yaris.
Good. It's time to end it.
It's time to end, isn't it?
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening, and see you next episode.